Hi, I'm Craig Phillips, and in this video I'm going to show you how to repoint old brickwork. Now there's a number of ways of doing this depending on how stubborn the mortar is. Sometimes it's got cement in it, sometimes it's really old with lime mortar, and then of course it's going to be a lot easier. But a starting point is to use a mortar rake like this one. You simply press it against the brickwork, let the wheels run alongside it, and the little spike on there will start to actually rake out the old mortar if it's relatively soft. You can set the adjustments on this nail and take it deeper. You want to be scratching in at least about 15 millimeters, so the new mortar that you pull into point, it's got something to grip to. Now the pin's a little bit deeper on there, we can start to really go in nice and deep. And of course you can always use this on new brickwork. If you've just laid it and it's starting to dry off, you can rake it out and get a nice deep pointed finish on there. Another alternative is to use a cold chisel. You can place this in and then start to hammer away the actual pips of the mortar and scrape it out around the brick. And then if it's real stubborn with cement in it, you may have to use a 4-inch grinder with a raking bit on it. Of course, use your safety specs. Now we've raked out all the joints, about 15-20 millimeters. We've given them a brush off. I'm just going to spray a little bit of water on them to dampen them, and then it's ready to start pointing. Now that the wall's dry, we can start pointing. I've mixed myself a 3-to-1 sand and cement mortar mix. I'm going to show you two methods. One's called weatherstruck pointing and the other's called bucket handle. Either method, you've still got to apply the mortar in between the joints. I'm doing this by using two trowels, a normal bricklaying trowel and a pointing trowel, and I'm scraping a small bit on the edge and I'm just starting to push it in between the pips of the brick, making sure it touches right at the back where the existing mortar's already bedded in. Again, at this point you don't have to worry about it looking neat. All we need to do is get the mortar tight in between that joint to start with. So now we've got enough mortar in between all the joints, now we can start shaping it up with the pointing trowel. And the first method I'm going to show you is the weatherstruck joint. So what we're doing is we're using one edge of the pointing trowel and we're just going to take it nice and tight and press it so it smooths it off like that. Again, we'll do all the uprights first. And we're pushing it in nice and tight and smoothing it off. That way we're assured there's no air gaps behind there. It's making it more waterproof, and of course it's going to look better when it's finished and all brushed down. We don't have to worry about these edges breaking off at the moment. The more that starts to dry off, we can easily cut it off in a couple of minutes time and also rub it down with a soft brush. Now we've pressed that mortar in nice and tight and created the weatherstruck joint. We'll leave that to dry for 10 or 15 minutes. We'll brush it down with a soft brush and that'll be your finished look. And that's your weatherstruck finish. Now below here I've already applied the mortar the same as we did earlier with this one, but we're going to use the brick jointer to get a bucket handle finish. What we do is we press this into the mortar once it's started to semi-dry and we create that bucket handle shape, which is a nice kind of round arch bit on here. The harder you press that, like with the pointing trowel earlier, it pushes it in deeper, it smooths it off, and it pushes the little bits out on the side of the brick, which we'll wipe off later again once that's dry. And that's your 2 types of pointing complete, weather struck and bucket handle. If you want to watch any more helpful videos, please visit the website silverlinetools.com.